What's up, cuties? Come see my stand-up comedy show, New York City, September 8th, 10 p.m. at Union Hall in Brooklyn. I'm going to try to book some famous people there, so come check it out. And in Chicago, I'm doing my stand-up comedy hour, October 19th at Lincoln Lodge. Get tickets at fumiabe.com. Hope to see you there.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Cash Cuties,
a super personal finance podcast where we analyze our friends' credit card statements and judge their spending habits with love. I am Fumi Abe.
And I'm Steffie Bake. If you're listening on your Apple Pod app, please leave us a review, hit follow on Spotify, and sub to our YouTube channel for the video version of this podcast. And all the links are available in the episode description below.
We would typically do a quick shout out to our dono daddies. These are people who give us Patreon money. But this week we have 0 daddies. But if you want to change that, please go to patreon.com/cashcutiespod and help support this podcast. By giving us a donation, you get fun things like behind the scene footage and bonus episodes. We have like 3 out right now, and there's a new one coming out this Friday. So if you want more of this shit, go to patreon.com/cashcuties.
Why haven't we got any daddies today?
I don't know. I think maybe it's
happening?
because maybe
Are we not baby
I don't
enough?
know. I think maybe it's because we didn't talk about it. Did you didn't do a shout out on the solo episode, right? So maybe people forgot about it or something.
Oh, because of the solo? But we had a new one. And you know
the new
what?
one came out like 2 days ago.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could also just be tapping out on our potential. Maybe this is it, man. Maybe this is it.
This is it, and
maybe this is it, dude.
move on. We move on from this.
Well, speaking of, maybe perhaps we have reached our potential, but even with that, we're looking for a producer to help us with this small podcast. So if you live in the LA area and you're good with cameras, lighting, and you got like video equipment and video editing and stuff like that, and you want to help out, we can give you a stipend. It's not going to be that much money because, as you can tell, we have no people giving us money this week. But if you want to help out and be part of this team, please reach out to us. You can DM us at CashCutiesPod on Instagram or email us at cashcutiespodcast@gmail.com. By the way, if you're looking at my background, this is not where I live. I'm coming at you live from Hawaii. So aloha.
God, so jealous. I saw the food
really
that
happy here.
Yeah, I saw all those the food that you took a picture of at your grocery, your local Asian grocery.
That wasn't even Asian. That was it's called Foodland, and it's just a regular Hawaiian supermarket, and they sell a bunch of Asian stuff there.
Was it delicious?
Yeah, it was good. I think hey, you know me, I'm on a vacation on a budget, right? Like I pay for the flight, but staying here for free. This is my friend's place, and then she's letting me use her car, so I don't have to pay for a car. So I've only spent like $500 so far on the plane ticket, and then like a little bit here and there for food. And so one of the things that we wanted to do is like, let's save money by getting food at grocery stores. So we've been just sort of like buying shit at grocery stores. But
have you even done anything, man? Like I feel like you're just at home. You're just in a different place.
You think I came to Hawaii just to save money, so I'm not doing anything? Yeah. I'm just watching Netflix on my phone.
Yeah, you're being even more shiesty.
Yeah. No, I went to the beach yesterday, which is free, and then we like walked around, and after this pod, we're gonna go hiking and go to a different beach. So
which is also free. Did you rent a car?
It's also free. I had rented oh my God, did I tell you this? I like rented a Mustang initially. I had rented a convertible Mustang for 4 days because we were inspired by you. We're like, maybe we have to do what Steffie's doing. Like money will come. Let's be fucking rock stars. Yeah. But then my friend's like, oh, by the way, you can use my Prius if you want. And then when she said Prius, when she said Prius, I immediately canceled the car reservation, and I'm just driving the Prius.
You're being a little bitch for me.
But we might rent it for one day tomorrow. But the whole car thing it was gonna be like, to rent a car for 4 days, it was gonna be like $450.
Okay, well for 4 days, but yeah, do it for a day. Or I want you guys to go blast some money. Can you guys go like spend some money on something that like you want to do but feels a little like either naughty or feels like adrenaline, something that gives you.
You've been to Hawaii. What's like, because I feel like Hawaii is not a city of sin like Vegas. So when you say that, I don't really know what you mean other than like a really expensive sushi restaurant or something.
No, dude, there's so many. Come on. I'm talking about like go skydiving or go into like jump into the ocean, do a snorkeling session, like pay for a scuba diving. I don't know if they do scuba. You might have to get licensed actually for that. I just need something that gets you freaking going and makes you a little nervous. Don't die, obviously, because
no, I'm not gonna die. That's not on my itinerary.
No, it's not.
I did buy snorkeling gear from Amazon, so we're probably gonna go do that. But everything you're describing is like fairly affordable. Even if I sign up for like a class for snorkeling, it's not that expensive, you know.
Okay, hold on. This is like a thing that my friends taught me about when I went to Hawaii. You're supposed to actually buy the snorkeling gear at Costco, and then after you use it, return it.
Oh my God.
In Hawaii, specifically in Hawaii.
Yo, but it's got sand in it and stuff. That's so disrespectful.
So?
Oh my God.
They know this is a thing. My Hawaiian friends put me onto this, and you could do this. People, what we did is we ended up buying that. We got the poke is really famous at Costco, delicious, and very fresh, obviously. And then also like we bought a bunch of snacks and food, and then if we didn't want it, we would return it. Like not open it, but like you could just it's like a nice because it's a good place to like buy and return shit that you don't need.
This is why you're so interesting, because you have this like dichotomy about your life where like on 50% of you is like, oh, we're going to buy this fucking TV and then return it at the end of the summer to Costco. And then the other half is like, I want to be decked out in Balenciaga. So it's very confusing to me sometimes because I'm like, are you a material girl or are you looking for the best deal? And you're like sort of both. You're sort of your vibe is material deal vibes, you know?
I think so. I think it's by the moment, and it keeps you guessing. Believe me, my brain and body keeps me guessing. when things feel a little bit more grounded, then my body's like, what are you doing? Go do something crazy. Jump out of a plane, which I did.
Right. But then when you're jumping out of a plane, you're like, we should parachute over to Costco and get a bunch of napkins so I can wipe my ass with it for 2 cents a minute.
Could you imagine taking all those napkins and jumping out of the plane with it and letting it just kind of fall everywhere? That sounds really irresponsible.
Why the fuck? Yeah, that's like, you can't do that. I mean, right now there's a fire in Maui, so that's probably no good.
Yeah, were you nervous about that at all? I was wondering to ask you.
I didn't. Well, it started happening on Tuesday, so we got here Tuesday night, so I didn't really know about it until Wednesday. But it's really sad. Actually, you know what, guys, if you donate this week, maybe we'll donate some of that shit to Maui. Who knows?
I like that you said maybe. There's a there's a perchance we'll donate 10% of the proceeds.
Hey, I'm like Steffie, you know, sometimes I'm Balenciaga and sometimes I'm donating to Red Cross. So it depends on the mood.
Yeah, and when he says he's donating to the Hawaii proceeds, you're talking about like for your own like food bank or something. You're
yeah. I'm just buying a bunch of poke, just buckets of poke
and Pocky sticks. I feel like I don't know why there's all these Asian.
Anyways, this week we just wanted to cover like a couple of topics that I haven't had a chance to talk to Steffie about. These are things I've been just writing down in my phone, because sometimes when like a money thing happens, and when I say money thing, it's like a situation in life where you're like, oh, I'm annoyed by this thing, or like I don't know what to do financially, and I always want to talk to you about it, but sometimes we have guests and we have to talk about things more important. So these are just things that I've written down, and I want to start here because we both live in LA, and I didn't know this until I moved here. Car washing is like a thing in LA. It's like a big thing. You have to, it's expensive. People have nice cars. In LA, you don't see a lot of those. Like if you live in anywhere else but LA, you know that when I say car wash, you just go to the fucking gas station. You pay like $8 for like that big machine to wash your car. But in LA, there aren't a lot of those machines, especially like in the city. The only one I've seen is like one in Culver City and one in Torrance. But well, first of all, before I get to my thing, I get my car washed once a month, and I think that's a low frequency, and I pay like $30, and I never like doing it because I feel like, what is that? What's 30 times 12? That's $360 a year that I'm spending to wash my car. And I was going to ask you about it, but I found out that you don't even wash your car.
Since I've had my car for 3.5 years, I've washed it 3 times. And
that's so insane. You
know, my car's parked in a carport. So like, but I do have to say that because my car is a dark green color and it's also a Jeep, like it doesn't look bad. Like a Jeep is a type of car you don't need to keep clean. People know you're like taking it off-roading, or I think there's something about it that no one gives a shit if it's clean or not. Like they're just like, okay, that's the type of car, it's utilitarian. And so it kind of adds like a cool shit. No, I don't have any. I mean, well, I'm gonna knock on wood because like it hasn't been bad. You know what? I did last week when I went to the gas station for the first time. I did clean, you know, like the old school way of like wiping the windows at the gas station.
Yeah. What is that? Like they get that little brush and like a trash can with water in it.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what the hell that liquid is, but people are washing the windshield with it.
Yeah, we don't know. Is it like soap? I feel like there's a little soap and water. Sometimes I don't even think there's any soap. I think it's just water, and they're like
it's just water. Yeah.
But like something about seeing, I saw this Korean ajumma, like an old lady doing it, but she was using that and cleaning the front side of the windows, the side windows, the back windows. She was like cleaning the hood of the car with that thing.
The entire car?
The whole
That's
fucking
hilarious.
car. She was and this guy, the guy that worked, some patron went in and complained because she was like taking up like a space of the gas. Like she had to move her car. So this,
oh my God.
So this guy comes out and is like, that works there is like, hey, you can't be cleaning it because this other fucking dude, this Karen man. What's a guy's version of Karen? A Roger. Timothy. Timothy. Fucking Timothy comes out and is like, and she literally looks at him and just stares. Doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck.
I love that. I love that.
I was like, is this Asian hate for some reason? Like, let her just fucking clean. She's an old lady. She was like probably in her 70s, like doing this. Like, let her fucking clean her goddamn Camry. Like, that's like highlight of her day and the exercise she's getting. So I was like, okay. But something about that inspired me to clean my window. And there was something very old school about it. Like, I don't know anyone that uses that thing.
I love this Korean grandma who is doing this. And I also love that you were inspired by that. Because, you know, to your point, I feel like for her, I bet that like, because she's washing her entire, she's like, so I'm sitting, my ass is paying $30 a month for a car. She's doing it for free while getting gas. And I feel like she's feeling like she's getting a good deal. And that's like turning her on, you know? And then this fucking Karen man, Roger Timothy, comes up and tries to ruin it. But she's like, I'm not going to let you ruin my perfect day. This is my perfect day.
Exactly.
Is where I get a free car wash on Exxon's dime.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, like you never see like a millennial or anyone younger than a millennial doing that. Like that's like a very old school thing of that happens. And so, and then on my way out, as I'm driving out, I see another kid, probably in their 20s, doing this, and I swear it's only because he saw me doing it.
Yes, and after him, a 3-year-old driving his toy car saw it. He saw it, and he pulled up. He pulled up to the BP gas station and did it. And after him, an embryo from a hospital near. No, I'm kidding. No, that's crazy. But I agree with you. I think the time I did it, I saw someone like young, not like older than me, but maybe like early 40s do it. And I'm like, that guy looks like, you know, somebody I could be friends with. I'll do it for sure.
That woman trendsetted something and it got passed down and to save money. Yeah, I think so too. I think the gas station owner probably watched on his video camera thing and was like, thank God someone's using the murky water that I put out a week ago.
So when you get your car washed, I'm sure, because in LA, again, there aren't a lot of places where you can just do it yourself. You go and you like drop your car off and people drive it and they like 30 guys come up and they wash it for you.
I haven't done that one in this specific car. I used to do it with my fancy cars, but in this Jeep, I've only gone through like the Costco where you pay like $7 for the...
Okay, so I don't have a Costco membership, but you're telling me at a Costco they do have a machine car wash you can do by yourself.
I don't know if I'm making that up. I think they do. Wait, did I just make that? Oh wait, no. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think it's a Costco thing. Never mind. It's like a shell. It's like a shell.
It's a shell.
It's a gas station, and then you pay for the gas, and then you get like it's like $8. Yeah.
Right. That's what I want to do, but I think I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, but it's not as common in LA. So like the place I go to. By the way, I get very insecure when I go to this place because you're right. The people who get it hand wash, they're all driving like Mercedes, Teslas, BMWs, and I roll up with my fucking Prius, and it's so embarrassing every time. But so what happens? I drop it off. They vacuum the inside. They're really great, and then they go in and they put it through the machine. The machine and the humans are washing it in tandem, and at the very end, one guy takes it out and does like a final dry through with his towel, and then I never know if I'm supposed to tip that guy. And And the reason why I'm saying I don't know is because it feels unfair to tip that guy when like 7 other guys were also in the assembly line. And so in my mind, I'm like, maybe you don't tip because this is like unfair. And it's also $30. So I've never tipped there. And I just wanted to get your take on that.
Yo, that's so disrespectful, Fumi. Are you kidding me? Yes, you can't not tip one of those places. There's
$30, bro.
Yeah, there's service people. There's people doing labor. You gotta tip, bro. And you gotta tip 20%. That's actually $6.
No.
If there's 6 guys working on it, well, this you gotta hope. Like, I grew up in a culture where we used to go, my mom would always go to one of those places, and you have to hope. You sit there nervously in that little waiting area, hoping that there's only 2 people on that car. So you only have to tip 2. But you're like nervously waiting for that to watch who's doing it. And then sometimes you'll watch this like third person come, but you know they're just doing it like they're like making eye contact to you while they're washing the windshield, being like, look at me, look at me, like just like doing this thing for you that's like really unnecessary. Like he's like cleaning that small side mirror just so he could get tipped. You know what I mean? But you just know his whole body language is like towards the person that's like doing the paying.
So you're telling me that your mom would go to each individual person and tip them?
Yeah, you gotta. Yes, you have to. So if it's like if it's 2 people, it's random because you can't just do 20. It's like if it's like a $6 I'm tipping, like that's the 20%. I feel weird about the 3 and the 3, like splitting it. So I'll do like 5. So it's not the total 6, but I think and I really think they purposely have like 2 people or 3 people on it. Like I really think it's like they know what they're doing. But,
well, so my problem is like at the end, the guy who gives me the key, it's only one guy. And so I feel weird giving him $5 or $10 and I don't even know if he's sharing it with anybody else. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
you definitely have to say something. You have to be like, can you share this? But I don't trust it. I would give it individually. I don't trust that shit.
But the other guys, I can't get to them because the other guys are in the assembly line. So I have to go into the garage where all this machinery are. So like, anyways, I've
it's
seen
also like crazy because you have to remember these people who you'll never have a connection with again in your life, and you have to remember who they are. Like you have to like study them.
I just so you think what I'm doing is bad?
100%. I think it's bad. I think that it's really rude of you.
Can I just say something? I just think paying $35 to get your fucking car washed is like, that's insane. That's a nice ass dinner.
Yeah, but that's your choice. No one told you to go to those places.
But like, dude, am I wrong? Like, there's no other places in LA. It's always hand wash. And yes, I've seen other places that are like slightly cheap, but it's still $25. Like, I'm talking like there are no this like shell place you're going to. I don't even know where that is because I never see those in LA.
You do have to go to the
rare.
suburbs. You have to go to Glendale. Or you go to like a Burbank, or you got to go.
But that's like a 40-minute drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I gonna drive 40 minutes to save $20?
How about those places I've seen? You know, in Silver, like I've seen those places that like you could pay and like do it yourself. But I can't see you being a do-it-yourselfer actually.
So I used to think that was for like low income people, but it's actually for people who don't trust car washes.
You could use an EDT or EBT card to like
EBT, I thought it was for EBT. No, I really thought it was like, people who don't want to waste money, but it's for, I look in there and it's a lot of nice cars and there are people who don't trust car washes because they don't want their cars to get scratched or whatever. I actually did look into this and I need to talk to somebody else who has done it because I was YouTubing how to wash your car and it's complicated. You got to do the 2-bucket method. You know about this shit?
No.
Because like if you're wiping it and there's like a piece of rock on your towel, you're gonna scratch your entire car and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, dude? This just seems like so much fucking work. So, anyways, I'm not tipping this guy, and
that's fucked up.
Maybe
it's wrong because you already left thinking about it every time.
Yeah. You know it's wrong because I dedicated a whole podcast episode to it, so you know it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You know it's wrong, so you need to start to do $6. That's like a latte you could get. Like that's cheaper than a latte, and it'll make people feel good. You know, you gotta give love to get love.
Yeah, whoever said that definitely wasn't talking about a car wash, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess it's just like the principle of paying $35 to get your car washed. I don't know where else to go. If anyone in LA knows a cheaper place to go, let your boy know because it does feel bad.
30 seems like crazy. I really, again, I haven't been to like a recent one, so I don't know, but That's
because
crazy.
the last time you went, it was probably because of inflation. Last time you went, it might have been like $20, you know. But now
I think it was. I think it was like $15 or $20 in
like 15, 20. I'm happy to do 15, 20. It's worth it if people are like hand washing my car. I get it, but like
I
35,
love.
dude.
Did they have free coffee back in the day? They used to have free coffee and a lounge, so you could sit there and drink the
There
coffee.
is a lounge, but there is no coffee. But the embarrassing thing about the lounge is they yell the color of your car and the brand of your car. So there'll be like silver Tesla, like orange Audi, you know, sports car BMW, and then this guy's
cobalt
like
blue Prius.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's like it's this guy. I mean, when he says
Used.
Prius, I'm like, bro, keep that shit down, bro. Keep that shit down.
He's like
It's
used.
so embarrassing.
He's like used,
Yeah, used.
1998. Can't even tell if it's really hybrid. Prius.
He
Ding
used to
on
have
the
a Honda
back.
Fit. He used to have a Honda Fit Prius. It's so embarrassing, dude.
Guy in the tight jeans, the
Yeah.
Japanese haircut.
Yeah,
So
broke
it's
ass man with a broke ass haircut Prius. He's just like he's looking at my Instagram, just like roasting my entire life.
Yeah.
That's what unemployed ass, podcaster ass, amateur stand up comedian ass Prius.
He definitely don't got a job.
I know. It's
Definitely
seriously
don't got a job.
it's so fucking embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, dude. I'm like, why are you gonna shout my name and my brand and the make and the year, bro? What about you, man? Any financial annoyances?
You know what's funny? Since I've made that bag, I've been making that bag the last couple weeks since I've manifested that shit. I was
So
like,
by the way, with that and the 88 Rising gig thing you did with the comedy festival, everything, am I right in saying that in the last 2 months or so, you're making like probably like 50K or some shit?
maybe. Because with
much money.
commercials, we don't know. We don't know with commercials until it's out, but it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's a big one. So
What do you mean you don't know? They don't. You have a day rate, but you just don't know like what the residuals are?
It's like a scale. Because I've done a SAG commercial in the past for the Supra, and then they cut me from it. And I also did a because my scene was so small. And I've also done a Google commercial that I could have made, and it was for the Super Bowl, and I was gonna make like 80K or some shit. And that they cut me on that one too. It's insane. These productions are fucking big. There's like on the roster, there's like over 100 people working that job.
Crazy.
Everyone's getting paid really well.
So how you? I mean, literally, like just in May, we did an episode how we're like, I think we both made like $700 this month. We did an episode like that. How do you feel from going that to like potentially making all this cash? Like, what's going on?
So this is what happened is that because there's a potential, there's some wiggle room. I like this weekend was feeling really good. My friend wanted me to take out their like really 13-year-old daughter out to be more social.
What the fuck?
And yeah. Like, and I was like, hell yeah, I've always wanted to be like a bigger sister to some. I miss being. I have a younger sister, but like I miss playing older sister role, like hanging out with, you know what I mean, and like teaching them things. And I kind of like really wanted her to like me for some reason. So when we were going to go watch Barbie, we went to the Grove, and I was like, you know what? I remember when I was a kid, I loved like going shopping with people, and she dresses really well, really cute. She wore pink for Barbie. And I was like, let's go blow some money. Let me take you on a shopping spree.
Stop.
No, yeah. I was like, bro, we're going to go. Because she actually came to the festival and saw me work. And I was like,
A 13-year-old came to a music festival.
Yeah.
By 88. Is she? Well, I don't understand. Is she
What?
like a daughter of a famous director or something? Like
no,
that's
she's
not
just
a normal
it's our friends. Like our friend,
okay, gotcha.
he's our friend's kid. And so you have
Gotcha.
like access, like people in Hollywood, like, and like you just have
So,
access to things.
I'm imagining you say, let's go on a shopping spree to a cool LA teenager like that. That's going to run you some fucking money. This is not a fucking bumpkin, Ohio farmer girl who's like, let's just go to Abercrombie and get a coat. You know, this.
I don't think she's spoiled. I don't think she's a spoiled girl. I think she's actually pretty responsible. So anyways, I took her shopping, and I wanted to see where we're going to get to. And there were no places for a kid to shop at the Grove. I didn't know where to take her. The first place I thought was Brandy Melville, because it's like everything's tiny. The clothes is tiny. It's one size. It's like, who else can wear this except like a fucking 10-year-old, girl?
Yeah,
She's 13. And so, but she literally turned to me and she's like, we walked out of there. She didn't want anything. And I was like, oh, is this uncool? Like, I was like, what's happening? She's like, oh, it's too white. And I was like, oh.
I love that.
I loved it. But remember when we were kids, like we didn't have all this like Asian representation. We were trying to figure out where do we fucking fit in. And it wasn't like, hey, we need to be more Asian. It was more like, let's try to be more normal and white,
I feel like you and I would go into a clothing store where like, this is not white enough. You know what I'm saying? Like we need Dockers and salmon colored shorts now.
Yeah, we didn't have, we had fucking limited 2. I wanted to look like the Spice Girls. Like that was kind of like the time frame. I was like, Spice Girls is like fucking cool. This girl was like, this shit is bland. It's basic. It's fucking white. That's the enemy. Which I love. You don't think about that, you know? But like it makes sense in her generation that's what you grew up.
But can I just say, I could already tell this girl had a different life than you and I because when we were 13, if a cooler, older, if my like parents' friend who was like in her 30s, a cool chick in like the music scene or whatever was like, let's go shopping, and she takes me to a store, I would never be like, I think this place is too white. Like that's like, to me, I'm already gonna slap you. I'm already gonna slap you at the Grove, dude. Like that's
she was too cool.
You know?
I knew she was too cool from the beginning when I met her because like we give out lemonade at the lemonade stand with my friend who owns Olivia, the restaurant that's in K-Town, the vegan restaurant. Yeah, you guys should go check that out. By the way, it's delicious. And she just thought, I was like, oh, are you having fun? She's like, no, it's boring. Everything I would ask her, I was like, oh, did you have a good summer? She's like, no, it's boring. Like everything was too boring for her. And that's just like new generation thing. It's like it's not about like trying, like for me, I think I was such a people pleaser and I wanted to do right to my mom. Like I didn't want our family to look bad. So I would like do my best to be like, you know, like peppy and cheery and nice. And like,
of course,
you know, you're great. You know, she was like, no, like, you got to impress me, dude. Like, you're the adult.
Oh,
like,
God.
She knows how uncool it is to be an adult. Like, she just knows. And that's why I think I was like, I need to go shopping with her. She didn't buy anything. And then I took her to fucking Nordstrom. Everything's like huge on her tiny body. And I was like, what the fuck? Where were we shopping? There's literally no place to shop. And I asked my friend who's a clothing brand owner, and he was like, you need to go to Zoomies. You got to go to like the PacSun.
I was gonna say, I was like, what was I doing in middle school? I'm like PacSun, Hot Topic, that kind of shit.
They don't have that at the Grove. And I also know this girl would definitely think it was too white. Like she likes.
What I don't understand. Does she want a fucking kimono? What the fuck is she talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean too white? What are you fucking talking about?
I think she looks up to K-pop. Like, and so like she wants to look like she's probably like, if I took her to some place that had like more Korean style clothing, which makes sense, you know what I mean, like, or Asian shit, something more cultural. That's what my friend was like, you need to take her somewhere cultural. So like,
yeah, but that means you got to go to like Beverly Hills or some shit, right?
No, I don't even think that's culture enough. I think that's too, yeah, like does she want fucking like a Louis Vuitton? Is that
like does she want like there's a brand in New York called something ceremony opening ceremony? Yeah, like that shit. Is that what she wants?
Shout out to Carol.
Is
yes,
that like
yes.
Korean thing? I don't know, like
no,
an Asian
it's not
brand or some shit?
But yeah, I do think it has to be a bit more like, it has to have meaning, or it has to be like something colorful. She kept saying, you know what she said? I was like, we're looking at everything and it looks so bland. And I was like, okay, she doesn't want anything bland. She was like, I like fresh things. The word was fresh. And I understood that because Koreans are obsessed with this idea of like shione, which means like refreshing, like a Coke or like, you know, something soda, something light colored, something summery, these things that are just like fresh. Like, so.
Sure.
So that's what we had to go look for, and we couldn't find anything. So I couldn't even fucking blow money, and she didn't want to eat anything. I couldn't blow the money I wanted to blow on her. Oh my God. Dude,
wait. So many things happening right now that we have to address. Like, first of all, like, this is so funny because you were like, Mama's got money.
Yeah.
And then this little girl was like, I don't want your dirty money, you fucking whore. Like, that was literally the vibe.
I was like nervously trying to impress her. I was like, who am I right now? I don't even do this for like anybody else. Why am I impressing this what is she? Whatever the before Gen Z.
I
She's
think
not
Gen
even
Alpha. Gen Alpha.
She had alpha vibes, bro. She was just
That's
like,
so
she was
insane
so
because
fucking cool, and she didn't even have do it. And like when she was watching Barbie, she was so fucking stressed because to me, I was like, oh, we're gonna like learn about the patriarchy. We're gonna like fucking dismantle shit. And she's like stressed out because she doesn't understand it. And I realized like at the age of 12 or 13, you don't understand these like social injustices. You're not like sitting there. You're just, this shit was like too much. She's like, why?
Wait. She was stressed because she wouldn't be able to talk about it at school or something, or she didn't get.
I don't think she understood it. I don't think she really understood.
But that's okay. That's okay.
This girl has only lived her life for like 12 years. Isn't that odd?
This is what happens with like city kids, New York City kids, LA kids. Like they just, I feel like they're expected to be cool and like, you know what I mean? It's almost like people expect her to like have already read a New Yorker think piece about, you know, how Barbie dismantles patriarchy. Like that's, I didn't even know any of those words when I was 13. I also, can I just say this? Fucking, you know how she was like, oh, it's too white. I'm looking for something more fresh. And in your mind, you're like, oh, I think she means something a little more Korean. It's crazy that was not even an option when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? There was no like I didn't even have the desire to want something that was Japanese or Korean or anything that wasn't normal American shit, because A, it wasn't an option, and B, even if it was, it's not fucking cool in America.
No,
yet,
we weren't. We were trying to assimilate. We were trying to assimilate into the fucking cult, like Americans' culture. Like we were trying to figure out how to be more American, or even just like our friends who are Asian American, but they were all just wearing like fucking Abercrombie shit or Structure or some stuff. We didn't have, and there was no like Asian shit to look up to. Like it wasn't like that was popular.
Exactly. I mean, I gotta say, like every time I went back to Japan, I will say like, I think fashion has been like a big thing in like Korea and Japan in the 2000s. You know, when we were in middle school or whatever, it was a big thing. It just, no one thought it was cool or something, or only, the only people who thought it was cool were people living in New York who were actually into fashion, who like understood that shit. But everybody else in America is like, why are you wearing this like weird bucket hat, or like what's going on? Why are you rolling up your jeans? I remember that. Like I remember seeing that when I was younger. I remember being like, oh, that's fucking gay, dude. Like that was my. I swear to God, that was my Ohio reaction to like a thing that would become a thing in America like 10 years later.
Yeah,
you know, like
totally. Yeah, like I remember the first time I kind of like with fashion, I really got into it and believed that like I was like, oh, there's this other world. Is I would look at a lot of like fashion magazines like Elle. Because we didn't have the internet, so it's like Elle Girl or Vogue, and that's where like European culture, you know, like that, like what the French girls were wearing. That's who I wanted to be like, you know, like. So I had American stuff, but I also was like, I know also American shit is tacky. Like I knew that. I knew I was. You know, I knew enough to be like, I need to look outside of the U.S. And so she's kind of doing that, but she's looking into Asia, which is. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that?
It's so beautiful.
But you know what? Yeah, when I took her back home, which I realized I forgot to even like tell her dad that like I was with her, and it was already like 4 hours had passed, or maybe 3 hours. And the dad's like, is everything all right? And I was like, yeah. And I totally forgot I was supposed to check in with him. Like, I was like, is that like there's a rule to this, right? Like,
bro, we're getting Amber Alerts.
You know where I took her? I took her fucking Dylan's candy shop, and I was like, can you fucking spend like $100 worth of candy? You know how much it came out to for the two of us? $6.70. You know what I mean?
I get that. I get that though, because not everyone's into candy like that. And also
she is, but she was probably being polite.
That's okay. That's what I was going to ask you. Is like, is the denying a politeness, or is it too cool? Because I would deny stuff just to be polite. Because in my mind, even as a kid, if my mom's friend or dad's coworker bought me something, in my head, I'm tallying up the money, because I have to tell my parents how much they spent on me so that they could go take them out to dinner at a different time or something. I don't know if you did that when you're younger, but like I'm tallying up. That's how they taught me. You know. You've
been calculating since you were out of the womb.
I've been calculating.
Baby.
I know.
So like, okay, so by the end of the night, you drop her off, right? She pulls out her $20 that her mom gave her and was like, this is for the ticket. I was like, bro, she's trying to be like, she's trying to put me in the negative, like the positive, actually.
In the positive. You're about to make money. You're about to make money, bro. What
the fuck? I was like, I'm trying to, like, what is happening when I'm trying to spend money? I'm getting more money. I'm telling you, I don't know what's happening. What does it mean?
I think this is first of all, if you ever want to blow money, first of all, you got to call your boy, aka me, Fumi Abe. And we got to hit the strip club, okay? Because I'll show you the way. If you want to be my you know, like the poker player was for you in Vegas. If you want to be my poker player and sponsor our journey, I'll fucking show you, bro. And I'll keep it frugal. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep it appropriate.
Should we
and I'll
do
give you
that?
And when you drop me off at the night, Maria will come down and give you $20 and be like, thanks for everything. Like she's my mom or some shit. Hey cuties, we want to take a quick break from the show and tell you that Steffie and I started a Patreon.
What is Patreon? Patreon is the best way to support us and this podcast. Fans can subscribe to our page for however much money you want to give, and in return, you get rewards and perks.
That's right. We'll be releasing bonus episodes where we answer fan questions and get into more of our chaotic lives.
Yes. Just go to patreon.com/cashcutiespod and help us grow.
That's patreon.com/cashcutiespod. Back to the show.
Yay.
We are back with our mailbag segment. This is we answer questions from our fans, and we have not been getting many, but we love hearing from you. You guys are in the most interesting financial situations. So if you want us to answer your questions on the show, please DM us at CashCutiesPod, but we prefer an email at cashcutiespodcast@gmail.com. You can write to us, or you can email us a voice memo that's under hopefully 45 seconds to 30 seconds. Here we go. Hi, Fumi and Steffie. I have a situation that I need help with. I, 35 male, met my partner, 36 female, about a month, and we fell in love fast. We pretty much knew we wanted to be married together, and we spent a lot of time together daily. She has a lot of great qualities. She's kind, she's funny, she's giving, and she's incredibly smart and great with kids. We both make great salaries, $250K combined. But I had previously helped my sister purchase a home. Back then, I had given up on relationships and believed I wasn't going to ever meet anyone, so I helped my sister with the down payment and signed the mortgage while living with her there. I am on the mortgage, but she told me I didn't need to contribute anything. I ended up moving out last year. Now I'm living on my own, and I've discussed with my sister and brother-in-law about taking my name off of the mortgage. Both agree that I will need to do that if I'm serious with my partner. My partner is really anxious about my income being attached to the mortgage and is pushing me every day to hire a mortgage lender and a lawyer, and her mom is egging her on every day. My partner lives at home and she doesn't have any friends. Her mom is basically her best friend. Every time I go over, her mom is lecturing me about this. Last night, she said if I don't marry her daughter, I'll be dying alone. I agree that I'll need to do this, but the way her mom is egging her on and making suggestions like I need to sue my family to take my name off the mortgage is pissing me off. I have a great relationship with my family, and I know that they won't screw me over. I also am a trustee of my father, who has schizophrenia, and they're insisting that I remove myself from his life and let him take care of his own health and finances. Are they going too far, or am I in the wrong for thinking that they're too anxious and her mother is just crazy?
Oh my God. Can I dude, yeah, you and I had such completely different reactions to this when we kind of looked at it yesterday. We didn't fully study it, but my whole thing is I can't help but read this and feel triggered like crazy. And there are just so many red flags and
so many red flags
about this mom. Also, her, I don't want to talk shit about anyone, but I feel like this woman, the mom, sounds really intently manipulative. And let me tell you where I see these things. You said that the mom said if you don't marry her, you're going to die alone. You're going to fucking KMS, bro, first of all. Second of all,
I wonder if she said that jokingly or if that was a serious conversation.
I don't know why, but I imagine a Korean mom. You imagined a white mom of some sort.
I imagine a white mom, but I would love to know the ethnicity of all these characters.
Yeah, can we tell it? Yeah, all these characters. These are not characters. This is real fucking life, and they're asking us real life questions. We are not fucking psychologists, therapists. We're not fucking financial people, by the way. We are random comic-y type of randos. So don't trust anything we say, but based on life experience, this is scary because you are getting married into a family now, right? So let me go back. The second thing that I see here is that she says to insist on removing you from your dad's life insurance. Is that what it, insisting that I remove myself from his life? Oh, his life, and take care of his own health and finances. What? This is your family. You've been having a good relationship with your family. She wants to move you away from people around her. This is highly manipulative behavior. This is like things that these are sociopathic tendencies of trying to, and the fact that your girlfriend doesn't have any friends, I'm pretty sure her mom has something to do with this, because like she don't trust nobody. She's essentially trying to take you onto her island of shit, to me personally. And her, like, the fact that you shouldn't listen to your instinct, where it says like, do you think her mom is crazy? Yeah, a bit. Like, you listen to your instinct that's there for some reason. I don't think it's bad to like, hey, be like taking yourself off the mortgage, because like, yes, you're starting a new family. And yes, I've had situations where I've had my sister back when she was younger and didn't know money shit. She needed help getting my name on her lease. She forgot to pay one payment, and it fucked up my credit. It fucked up, and that shit. I have great credit. I have over 800. Like, I'm very proud of that. But it took a bit to get back to that because she missed one thing. So I understand when it comes to mortgages, fucking up one mortgage. I actually had to have someone change we paid somebody to fix our credit, me and my exes, because we had a home together, which I would love to go back to later on about talking about, because I want to talk to you guys about selling homes. But anyways, and we missed a payment because we had moved. We had missed a payment because we moved to a different home, and they had actually changed. The mortgage company can be bought by other mortgage companies, and in that sense, our auto pay did not get it changed, and they didn't it just automatically switched off, right? So we didn't do that, and we had also moved, so we didn't know that was already happening because the mail went to the wrong home. So we realized it like dropped my thing to like almost 200 points down. So by missing one payment.
200? Yeah, that's crazy.
We paid someone to actually fix it because we're trying to buy another property. But other than that, I'm more worried about like, bro, you need to listen to your own instincts when it comes to this shit. What do you think?
I think sometimes you cannot apply logic to crazy people. And I don't like using that word because I know you're not supposed to call women crazy, but like, I'm not, this is a genderless thing. Just anybody who I deem crazy. Like if I like see you, I have an engagement with you and I'm like, oh, you're a little unhinged. And in my head, I categorize you as crazy. I sort of stop taking everything you say so seriously, right? So if her mom is like, you're gonna die alone, that's a crazy thing to say, but I'm gonna stop taking that seriously. And I think like he needs to sort of apply some sort of boundaries where it's like he needs to sort of almost translate what she's saying or just block it out because it's clearly affecting him mentally. And what's fucked up is when he marries this girl, trust me, this is not going to be the last time this mom-in-law is going to be up in your fucking business, right? First, it's the mortgage. Next, it's going to be about how to name the kids. Next, it's going to be about where he's going to school. Like, this shit's never going to end. So if you want to marry this woman, you have to set those boundaries now so that you and your wife can have a healthy life. That can be hard with family because I think it's easier for you to put boundaries within your own family. It's easy for me to be like, Mom, you're too much. I can't talk to you for 3 months. You know, that might sound harsh for somebody else, but I'm allowed to do that because that's my family, that's my kin. But it's hard to, like, if you were getting married, like if I did that to Maria's parents, I don't know how Maria would feel about that. That could be seen as like rude. You know what I mean? So it's tricky, but I also think you need to take care of your own mental health and shit. And this mom is like just sort of crossing a lot of boundaries. So you need to determine like, A, I think you should stop taking her so seriously, and B, you need to like set your boundaries and so that you don't go fucking insane.
Yeah, but how do you set the boundaries? Because he's asking like, how do I proceed with this, right? So we already have the first thing, which is I think it's fine to take off, and everyone's on the same page about getting yourself off your sister's mortgage. That's fine. But what's next? Is he asking like,
well, he's saying how do I proceed with this? So I think he should talk to his wife, his new wife or his girlfriend that he's going to marry. Mm-hmm. They need to have a conversation on their own, a transparent conversation about the mother-in-law. And I think he needs to be like, you know, and not coming off attacky, not coming off judgy. Like he can't be saying shit like, you don't have any friends because your mom controlled you. I don't want to be like that. That's not what I'm saying. You just be like, I love you and I'm going to marry you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And though your mom and I don't really get along, I'm willing to take her into my life because I love you that much. That said, to keep a healthy relationship between us two and my mental fucking health, here are some things that I need you to understand. And one of them is like, I don't want her commenting on my personal business with this. I'm going to take care of it because that's the best for me and you, but I don't need her like fucking peanut gallery. I don't need her opinion on this. And so I think he just needs to make that clear to her. And if that means like, hey, I'm going to block her phone number, or like, I don't want to see her for 3 months until this deal is over. Like, I think he needs to set those harsh boundaries right now. I don't understand what the mom is getting out of this, because let's just say he's like, okay, I'm gonna not take care of my dad anymore. What does the mom get out of that? Like, they were never tied financially.
That could be financial manipulation. Then if
but like,
that means more money for them and the household.
More money for the household, which
maybe more money for the
daughter.
Household, for the daughter. More money, just not having to deal with another person. And she's basically like using the marriage as like the final kind of like, you need to like, he obviously cares a lot about her and the family and knows how much it affects him, and like he wants to marry her, and she's almost like being like, no one else is going to marry you. You better marry my daughter. Like no one else. He
also says in the beginning, I helped my sister buy a house because at the time I didn't think I'd ever meet anyone.
Yeah,
he's
so
fucking 35. He's 35 right now, which is like pretty young. So like maybe he's like, because maybe is he like insecure about his looks, or because he sounds like a smart, nice guy. I think he's fine. But to your point, Steffi, like, you know how you just said, like, if someone came at me about my family's finances, I'd be like, fuck you, bye. In my mind, I'm wondering why this man isn't like, I can't do this anymore, bye. Like, what's preventing him from being like, this is insane?
You mean about getting married with this girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait.
Because isn't that what you said? What would you do in this situation if you're getting married and your new boyfriend's mom was like, Steffi, I want you to stop paying for your mom?
I would look into his eyes and be like, bro, do you love me? Like, I'd be like, I know you love your family. I love my family. They are getting in my shit about my family. I would like literally, but I'd be pissed. See, I don't know how to do it very nice. Okay, let me try to be more
because the thing is, people's relationship with their mom is complicated, right? If you in that moment said you got to pick between me and your mom, that's an impossible question for a lot, and that's a question that a lot of people put on dudes, you know. And so this person may not be able to do that.
So I need to know, first of all, you know, there's a missing question here: is does her own daughter know that the mom is wild,
being pushy?
Yeah, and that she can be wild and crazy. Does she agree with it, right? Because if we have her on that side versus if she's someone that's just like does everything her mom says and wants to appease to her mom, then that's a different thing, because then her mom is the only thing in her life. So she's going to do exactly what her mom says. Right. So whose side is she playing right now?
I think she knows, but it would be fucking insane if all this time the mom is just texting him separately and he's like, I can't tell my wife because then it's going to put her in an awkward position. I don't know. You know, I have a lot of respect for this guy because I think just having grown up in like a city and stuff, like this is my biggest problem. When I don't like something, I just leave. I've always done that in my life. I just leave. If I don't like what's happening, I leave. And I have a lot of respect for this man. No, for sure. I remember like, you know, when I go to a family vacation to Disneyland or something and my parents piss me off because we get an argument, I literally would just go back to the hotel. I'd be like, bye. And I'd go back to my hotel and play Game Boy.
Did you try to have a conversation with them and they don't let you talk?
No. No, it was just more like when I get irritated, I'm like, I don't even want to talk this through with you, and I leave. And so I have a lot of respect for this man who's like reaching out to a fucking mid-sized podcast because he can't afford therapy. I don't know what's going on, by the way. If you're making $250K, go see a fucking professional. I don't know why you're asking me and Steffi, who don't know jack shit.
I do like that he's writing all this down. I think he should journal things that are happening because with someone who can be manipulative like this, I'm talking about the mom, you can start wondering if it's like your own, or am I the crazy, like, you know, at some point you're wondering, hey, am I the crazy one, or am I am I being too sensitive about this? But it sounds like he's talking to his family about it. Like he understands. Like the main thing is don't be by yourself. Write it down. Tell people about it. Have conversations. I think it's really important in situations like that. I'm kind of worried about. I'm curious about the wife or the person you're going to marry. And her health.
What I would suggest is for this man to let us know his Instagram handle. We will post it on the Cash Cuties podcast. And then I will ask our hot fans to slide into his DMs so that his mom thinks he has other options.
Oh my God.
And be like, hey, hey, Barbara, I'm actually not going to die alone because I got bitches on Scroll. Hey, we got all the cuties, I'll slide in there. Hey, Steffie, you'll slide in there. You know what I'm saying? And it would just be like, hey, look at this. I got all these girls in my DMs wanting me. And so you're actually wrong in every way. Keep us posted, man. This is this is like a movie. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is like real. And you gave us
he should sell the script and then cast us in it. I think is maybe.
I'll play the scary mom. I think that would be really fun. I think it'd be fun to play it. You're never gonna meet nobody. Get married. I don't know how she's Japanese to me.
I think it's time we wrap this up.
Yeah.
I want to go swimming. So
I know you must want to. Yeah.
Shout out to our sound engineer Domagoy and our video editor Matthias and our analyst Holly Sandler. Even though there was no analysis this week, thank you three so much. And again, we're looking for a video editor, video producer. So reach out to us if you want to join the team. Please follow us on all the socials at Cash Cuties Pod. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok at the Fumi Abe. It's TheFumiAbe.
And I'm Baked Goods on Instagram, BAIKEDGUDS. And I think I'm Steffie Bake on TikTok. Make sure to send us whatever, man. Send us information. I think we are changing lives. There's so many times I have friends and people that are like, oh, I heard this thing and that thing and this is why we want to even hear the reviews of how this has maybe affected something you've done in your life.
When you leave a review, tell us how we've improved your life or made it worse. Either way, leave a 5-star review and let us know how we've improved or ruined your life. Yeah. That would be amazing.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. And until then,
spend your money wisely.
Or have fun. Go blow it like Fumi's going to do in Hawaii.
Bye.
Bye.